It was between Mamelodi Sundowns and Raja Casablanca. Raja Casablanca breathing life back into their campaign. If you look earlier on, Aspa with a 2-0 victory there over Maniema. They're both in the same group there. That pushes Aspa to the top of the group. Pirates earlier on in the day, sensational performance at the Orlando Stadium there with 3 goals against Stade Abidjan. And yesterday was a massive result for CR Peluizdad as they scored in the 91st minute there to really put Al Ali to bed with that 1-0 victory. So here's what it looks like as far as the groups are concerned. Sudesh, Aspa in Group B. This is the Mamelodi Sundowns group. Raja Casablanca came into it, bottom of the group. They've been replaced at the bottom by Maniema, but what does that group now tell you?
Yeah, Thomas, I think for Raja to get 3 points, it was at all costs, and they got that. It throws the group a bit open. Yes, Rabat looks to be quite a bit safe. 2 games to go. It's going to be very, very tough because Raja can still sneak in, And Sundowns still got the game at home and 1 away.
And all 4 teams could still get out of the group.
Yeah, Maniema has also got a game at home. So it's a very, very open group.
And Villa's like, nah, I don't think so. Villa, you don't think that all 4 teams are alive?
Well, look, particularly on Sundowns, I mean, they've been doing this for a couple of seasons now. And they know how to get out of the group. The most important thing at this point in time, how to get out of the group, whereby now they have a home game, which you have seen like teams when they play at home, they're able to get maximum points. So we wouldn't want to have an upset on them and having to come back at home now try to get maximum points.
But it's not just a home game, it's a home game against the top team in the group.
100%.
It's the Asphalt, and then they've got to go away and play against Maniema.
Yeah, 100%. As I say, like they know how to get out of the group. So use that experience of getting out of the group at this point in time.
Experience is needed, and it's also going to be, Villa, games that also don't include 2 players who are, one of those games is not going to include 2 of the players who are suspended today. So it'll have to be a reworked Mamelodi Sundowns.
They have to. Definitely. That's why now the squad rotation comes into play. You have to, of course, I'm sure Tapel is always going to be ready for that because he's always been that replacement at the right back, and equally so with Mkulise, or either Mkulise or a difficult personnel inside the midfield.
What separated the 2 teams? Let's take a look at that. The goal that separates the 2 teams, this was what happened. It was right at the death of the first half, and it was a set piece that Mamelodi Sundowns failed to deal with as this ball comes in. Nobody picking up. Nobody able to get out of the box quick enough, and the back of the net is fouled.
Yeah, what is key is correct call on side. Ribeiro keeps everybody on side. We'll go back to what you are taught in the academy. You don't play a high line when there's no pressure on the ball carrier. If the ball carrier has no pressure, then why are you still pushing up? Because he's got all the time to find a teammate in a better position in the box. That is the first mistake. You're playing a high line with no pressure on the ball carrier. The offside line is not kept tight. Ribeiro stays a little bit behind. Take nothing away from him. He's a striker. He's a number 10. He's not used to defending. He pushes up a little bit late. Ben Armour in the box doesn't collect it cleanly, but still has the ability to find the goal, which ends up giving them maximum points. So there's a lot of coaching moments in that goal that they score. Raja, but Mamelodi Sundowns will look at it and think it's something that we can fix.
Benacia is the man who finds the back of the net there. 1-0 is how the score ended. It could have been even more had it not been the heroics of the CAF Intercup Player of the Year in Ronwin Williams, because he, in that second half, kept Mamelodi Sundowns in it.
Definitely, Thomas. As I said, he's one that will have to jump straight to his gloves, and that's one is very difficult to save the ball, having to be underneath Koza's legs. It's very difficult to get down on that, but having Ronan to be very spectacular at this point in time is always going to put them inside the game, and he kept it together for them. Even with this one, kept the game even very much alive for Sundowns. So you're always going to count on him. He's always going to continue. That's why he's number 1.
What a pass there from Bograin, who'd come on as a substitute, and Ronwin coming up big again. Dying moments of the game, another fantastic push around the corner.
Yeah, definitely, Thomas. Here kept Sundowns until that time still in the game. It's just a pity that some of the other teammates didn't come to the party. He didn't get a chance to play any of those long direct passes that he made to Reynes before, but the saves that he made kept them in the game.
Now, when the game was about to begin and we had our conversation, you spoke about how Raja were in turmoil. Sapinto, the coach, fired after just 11 games. The new coach coming in with who's the assistant coach, and there was a lot of turmoil happening. But he really has got fight in his team. They were prepared today to really battle for the 3 points.
Yeah, Thomas, remember, Raja is one of the giants of African football. I mean, they won the Champions League 3 times. So this shows the pedigree, the history that comes out. They're playing in front of 18,000 fanatical supporters. They have the backs to the wall, they have no points, and they had to win. So the history carries them through. Like Villa mentioned earlier, he has believed Sundowns will come through the group stage because of the history and the pedigree. So you look at teams like Raja can stand up, when the backs are to the wall.
Abde Desak is the man who's currently in charge, Villa.
Also, I think having to add on to Dash that the players, they themselves that had the will, because you could see how aggressive they were. Because for me, yes, the coach can come in, but the players have been there.
But too aggressive at stage.
Too aggressive.
Because Marouane here, Azila comes in as a sub second half and doesn't even finish the half.
Yeah, as I say, the game just got out of hand. The discipline side of it just got out of hand. The ones who had a cooler heads on the day were going to be able to have an extra man on the day, because of, you could see that also for me from the side of the knee. That's a deserving red card. It's a very dangerous play. So he should be out. He should be out for that.
I think strikers tackle that one.
I don't think there was any opportunity for the ref not to hand out a red card in that moment, because you have to look at the boxes that he has to tick. The ball is long time gone. His excessive force, he starts showing. He's lunging in. So those are the factors that the referee has to look at. Now you look at the next thing to say, okay, Mamelodi Sundowns are a man down. So they are trying to take away space and time as much as possible. Unfortunate for Azila, he comes off the bench and he mistimes his tackle on a player that also comes off the bench in Mudiba, who was one of those tactical changes.
But you spoke about attacking players. He's an attacking player, and he's trying to now get around the field and be biting players like Mokwena.
Thomas uyamaka umistime tackle yakhe yokumaka. Nothing about he wants to press the ball, so he mistimes.
It just goes clumsy.
He lunges in and
clumsy, red clumsy. Yes, how clumsy it has to be to go straight to leg.
You come as a sub. You want to show that you are hot off the bench. You want to make an impact, and you go clumsily. You look at him; he's a gangly guy, and he goes for the knees. So over anxious and over exuberant.
Then, when it was now 10 against 10, we started to see that Mamelodi Sundowns could get back into this. Here he comes, Temingosi Lodge, sub.
He can get closer. For me, I'm thinking the coach says this Raja team is tired. He brings in Shalulile. He brings on Lodge. What are the attributes of the two players? Is their ability to drive forward? Is their ability to carry the ball into the next line? Is their ability to, in 1v1, to take on players? In that moment, you are fresh. You are Lodge coming off the bench. Your attribute says you are good in one-on-one. You are good in terms of acceleration. Get into the box. Once you get into the box, you are the king. You get into the box, you are the king. Any touch that comes from behind, you win your team a set play, and the set play in the box is a penalty. In that instance, I thought a little bit rushed. It just shows a lack of confidence in a player that takes a shot when he still has got amount of space to drive the team forward.
But also, Manenze, I feel he doesn't look much sharpness. He's lacked it. You can look the way he runs. You mentioned the confidence. He didn't look sharp enough for me.
But there was cover. I mean, two players are coming across.
But still, he had control of the ball. He still had space to go. So to me, it seems like he was not sharp enough, not quick enough. He hasn't played for a while. I would have thought that, bringing on even the youngster Leclerc could have actually damaged more there, more pace, more speed, more aggression there. So I think tactically, some substitutes, I still feel Sundowns, even with Tashik Matthews, he hasn't played. It was his first Champions League game. He didn't look sharp enough to me. You leave some of your experienced players like Shalulile, Morena on the bench until it's too late, So I think tactically, something was not right for Sundowns today.
Well, eventually, it would really fall apart for Mamelodi Sundowns. there was this little rabbit punch that the referee's team see. Look at the bottom of the screen
Right.
here as Mudau picks up the straight red card. Right hook.
An international player. I mean, I think with this incident with Mudau, this is not acceptable from him, to be honest. It's not acceptable. Whereby we just equally with this team, we have a chance now, we can use that. Now, they no longer have an extra man, so now we can engage better. But it does that for me. I think for me, the discipline side of it, it just got out of the window. So
It started earlier though, Vila.
It did.
It started a little bit earlier. Throw in. There was complaining between the two players, and then they ran the whole field together having a conversation.
They've been triggers all around. I mean, likes of Marcelo also, they've been triggered also. So he just got into the trigger of him being sent off. So it was going to happen eventually. But for me, having had international stage for so many times, I think he should have dealt with the issue much better than that.
For me, Thomas, it's not even about this game. For me, it's about, look at the clock. There is hardly a minute left on the clock. You're letting your teammates down. You're not letting your teammates down for this game. You've got 2 more important games in the Champions League to play. You are an important player to this Mamelodi Sundowns team. Now the team must go into the next game without you. You already know that one of the key players in Obas is not available for the team. With 30 seconds left, you can't have emotional intelligence not to react.
It was an emotional game though. I mean, this was not just it was emotional.
As khuluma ngomfana odlala for the first time ku Sundowns. Sikhuluma ngomuntu odlalela ibafana udlalela isizwe sakubo uMdau. Instances like this he has encountered so many times. That emotional intelligence that you need just for 30 more seconds, just to look at him and think you don't even play for your national team, man, and you walk away. Then you are available in the next game. Now it means now you are unavailable in the next game. You disturb the planning of the coach. Yes, I know. In this instance, it was a straight red, right? We know that for Mudiba it was one game that he missed and he was available for the coach in the next game. So that red card, for me, I'm not even worried about this game. I'm worried about the next games that Mamelodi Sundowns still needs to fight in.
So even in this game, Thomas, maybe it might be 30 seconds, 1 minute. The impetus was with Sundowns. They were attacking in waves. And now you get a red card. You break that rhythm, you know. You actually give the advantage to Raja. And it's towards the end of the game. You could see just before that, Lodge had a shot at goal. And they were dominating.
Vila's listening to all of you, but he's relaxed. You see, the man is comfortable. He's sitting back, he's feeling... But Sundowns are going to get through this. Sundowns will get out this group. Sundowns will make it to the knockout stage.
They will. They know how to get out of the group. But you can learn from it. You know, players can learn from it. You know, and how you're going to act on the next game, which then, of course, the other game is going to be...
Where do you get this confidence from, Vila? It's a new coach coming with quite a couple of new ideas in the squad, and you're still feeling that this is the man. He's just going to comfortably take them through the next 2 games and through to the knockout stages.
That's the job. That's the task. I mean, we are brought in there to do the job, and of course, having the exposure of having that personnel in front of you, you have to do. And it's not a personnel that hasn't done it before. I'm talking about now getting out of the group. I'm not talking about now have qualified, but having the experience of getting out of the group. And we have individuals that have been in the AFCON that have won the bronze medals. So that experience needs to come up a bit right now. Because of now, it's that moment whereby get us the points, get us out of the group, and then we go see what's going to happen with the next games.
I want to focus our attention right now on Group A very quickly because there were some interesting results that took place.